sometimes something is just meant to be. A few years ago, my good friend Celeste introduced me to this amazing French skincare brand called Typology, and well, she hooked me. She got me addicted, and I have been using and loving their skincare and their tinted skincare ever since. Well, the other day, who contacted me but Typology to introduce me to the brand, not realizing that I was already a fan. Like I said, sometimes things are just meant to be, and I am so excited today and honored, honestly honored, to be working with Typology, who are sponsoring this video, to show you a full face of Typology tinted skincare. That's right, we're going to do that today with me, Rebecca, on Not Fit for Print Beauty. I am a fashion and beauty editor who has worked for well over 20 years with some of the biggest names in fashion and beauty, writing about them, following them around, interviewing them, documenting them for some of the biggest print magazines and newspapers in the industry. And that has given me the audacity, the guts, and the knowledge to start Not Fit for Print Beauty digitally right here on YouTube, to give you a sort of little digital beauty magazine to look through every day or so. I would like to thank Typology for partnering with me on this video. As I said, Typology is a French skincare brand, and since they are in the EU, they adhere to the specific and strict EU regulations that ban like over 1,300 ingredients. Here in the United States, we are not nearly as clinical and critical of our skincare ingredients, but in the EU, they are, and Typology sticks to all of it. They are vegan, clean, safe, efficient skincare that's PETA and B Corp certified. Like any good French brand, they are very skincare focused. These products we're looking at today are tinted skincare, not makeup. They are skincare first, letting the skin shine through and be the star of the show, and just kind of highlight and bring out the best parts of the canvas that we're going to build together. And because Typology are the best, they're giving my viewers a special offer. When you use my link on screen and down below, you will get, with any $40 or more purchase, you will get a completely free hydrating cleansing milk with 5% hyaluronic acid, chamomile extract. You will get this free 1 week within this video. So let's see, right now it's Sunday the 17th, so all the way through August 24th, with $40 or more spent on my link, you will get that free hydrating cleansing milk, which is a really beautiful Typology product, and I thank them so much for that. All those details, along with where to buy all of these products, will be down below in my description bar, and that's where you can find my link to take you to any of the products you see today that you're interested in, or anything else. All right, well, we're going to go to the demo now and get started. You are getting a little preview of the look right now, but I'm going to show you the products that I use. So easy too. You can use your hands, you can use a brush. Let me show you all the products I use, why I love them, and the order that I like to use them in. Plus, we get a little creative as well with the products. Stay right there. Let's get started. I have a freshly cleaned face just out of the shower, a little bit of skincare on that has sunken in, and we are ready to proceed here. I'm going to start with the T33 Color Corrector for Redness. And yes, your eyes do not deceive you. This is green because the green is going to cancel out red. And you're going to have to trust me here. It's not going to leave a green tint. We're going to do one side of the face so you can kind of see what I mean. It's got 2% niacinamide and green seaweed. This is buildable, natural coverage that doesn't really add any weight to the face. And as usual with all things Typology, this is actually 97% naturally derived. So again, it's green, so it's going to cancel out redness. I suffer from a lot of redness on my face. Luckily, I don't have rosacea, but I do have a lot of redness here. I'm pointing out where we're kind of going at, and here and around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dot this on this side of my face so you can see the difference, and see the redness here and around my nose. That's really where I suffer from redness. I'm just kind of dotting that around, using up the excess. And then I'm going to take an ESUM brush here and just kind of, you can use your hands. This is really just tinted skincare. So you can treat it like skincare. Use your hands, use a brush, whatever you're comfortable with. Now, I want you to notice two things. First of all, see the difference in the sides of my face. We're just beginning here, but look at the difference and how much the redness is reduced on this side. But I also want you to see that I am not like a witchy poo. It is not green. The green has canceled out the red, but it hasn't left a green cast on my face at all. Okay, I'm going to speed it up and do the other side so that we're matching. Now there are many, many, many days that I have worn just this and not covered it with any sort of tinted serum, that I've just wanted to cover up that redness so I look a little bit more awake, and it works. Even not covered up, I never appear green. It just cancels out the red. So to me, this comes in really clutch, and it is a great product. That's the T33 Typology Color Corrector for Redness. All right, I think I'll do the Serum Concealer before we do the skin tint. So this serum concealer is also 97% naturally derived. It's got 6 different shades, and Typology was nice enough to send over type 1 for fair skin and type 2 for light skin. We'll look at them both. I've used the type 2 many times before because remember, I admit I'm already a fan of this brand and own most of the products and use them. But we're working with what Typology sent over. This helps with puffiness and redness. Now, I don't have puffy under eyes. I have kind of hollow under eyes, and they are discolored. And this is really great on it because it's kind of medium to full coverage. It's got niacinamide. It kind of helps too as you go along. Now, I've never tried the #1 Fair. I'm wondering if that will be too light under my eyes. We're just gonna kind of see if that will, you know, kind of brighten under my eyes. Let's try it. I have a little concealer brush and I'm using the back of my hand here. And let's just see. If it's too light, we won't proceed. But I'm just wondering if we can do some correction there. And now it's going to look really light, especially one eye versus the other. I admit that. But remember, when I even it out, I'm just kind of wondering, really lighter, brighter eyes are really coming back. For a while now, we were all using the exact same color on our eyes that we would correct with on the rest of the face, but the lighter, brighter eyes are really having a moment this summer and into fall, and so I thought I'd try that here. What do you think? I mean, you're going to see a noticeable difference now because I've only done one side, but this side has all that darkness, redness, discoloration, and hollowness. And this side is much better, and I actually like that light, bright shade. You don't have to use 2 shades. Let me do the other side here. You don't have to use 2 shades, but I thought since I had them, I would experiment with it. And if you're already a fan of Typology like I am, and you're looking to kind of add to your collection, you might want to try a lighter shade just for around the eyes. It really brightens things up really nicely. I'm putting a little bit more onto my skin. I'm using the back of my hand kind of like a palette, and I'm just getting that product in there, just kind of dotting it in. Now I'm going to switch to the #2, which is light. We were using fair under the eyes. Now I'm going to switch to light. That's just a little bit more my actual skin tone, and that's what I'm going to dot on, or I could use the brush to dot on just any areas that I feel have a little bit of discoloration, or if I wanted to, I could even go over the areas that we did with the color corrector for redness that we used previously. And I could have used this shade under the eyes as well, but I just thought we would experiment and have a little fun. And here we go. I like to use my hands. You can use your hands with any of these products because they're, like I said, it's just tinted skincare. But I like to use my hands to kind of smooth and the warmth of my hands. I'm not pressing hard or pulling. I just think it makes everything meld together nicely, especially with all those pretty skincare ingredients. Okay, now we're going to look at the tinted serum. Now this is not a foundation. This is really tinted skincare. It's got vitamin C, squalene, aloe vera. This is going to highlight the skin, not cover it up. Already we have a perfected base, and now we're just going to kind of even out the skin tone. Once again, Typology was nice enough to send over 2 shades. There are 6 shades of this as well. We have that type 1 fair and the type 2 light. I am a big fan of this product and have always used the Type 2 Light. So I'm going to keep that, but I think I would mix in the Fair more in the winter shades. But right now I'm a little bit, for me, tan. So we're going to use the Type 2 Light. This product is 99% naturally derived. Again, not a foundation, just kind of a tinted skincare. Now I can be real Instagrammy about this and drop this onto my face. Or I could put it on the back of my hand and pick it up with a brush. I could apply this with my hands. I'll use a brush. Let me just show you on one side of the face. Again, you're going to see exactly what I mean about kind of showing off and highlighting the skin, but not covering it up, which is a very French way to go about makeup. I'm even putting a little bit onto the lids. It's got a really natural, pretty finish. Becomes part of the skin, doesn't transfer. It moves with your skin really nicely. And that is the shade 2, which is definitely my shade. Here's the difference. We already have our perfected canvas here, but now on this side only, I have added in our tinted serum in the shade 2. But there are 6 shades and they're very stretchy. Okay, I'm going to speed it up and do the other side. And once again, I'm using my hands to just kind of smooth in the product, using the warmth, and to just kind of get all those really tremendous skincare benefits. Now let's powder what we got. Now, I don't always do this step. I don't always powder, but lately I've noticed that as the day goes on, my T-zone tends to get a little oily. And I really do like to powder under my eyes because it can crease because, you know, I smile a lot. I'm not about to stop doing that. Okay, so we are going to look at the T32 Typology Mattifying Loose Powder. This is enriched with zinc PCA, which absorbs sebum. You know, that extra oil that we make on our face every day? This is for all skin types, 97% naturally derived. Comes with a little puff that you can use, but I am going to use a brush. But you can use a puff. I don't use a lot of powder, so just I get a little bit on there. It's really nice. And I just like to sweep it even over the lid. A little bit goes a long way. And then I like to get, like I told you, that kind of the T-zone. And then around the nose. You know, this is where things will crease on me. And there we go. This keeps skin matte and pretty, not only ready for makeup, but also matte all day long. And it does come with a cute little sponge there that's easily washable and fits in there. If you're curious, has little hole. I like this one because it's got the little holes, and then you can turn it over with the cap on and give it a little tap, and it doesn't ever pour out too much or make a mess. I'm wearing a black top, and as you see, there's none on me. So it's very finely milled, but it's not going to get all over the place. Even though it's a loose powder, it's not a mess. And I actually do prefer loose powders to pressed, especially if they're not messy. Okay, I'm going to pop off camera now just to do a little eyeliner in my brows, and then we'll get right back on track here, so stay right there. Okay, now we've got the whole base done, and I'm feeling a lot better. The redness is covered. Any of the deep dark circles are covered, and we're ready to apply some tinted skincare, or a little more colorfully tinted. We're going to start with the Typology T34 bronzing drops. These are 95% naturally derived with 2% vitamin E for a very sun-kissed glow. Now this can be mixed in. I could have, if I wanted to, even mixed them in with the fair shade of the tinted serum if I'd wanted to, or even with the shade I used. We're going to use it separately today because I really want to show you how it works, but you can mix and match. Again, I mean, it's skincare, so you can just kind of mix it however you want to. These are going to give me a really gentle glow. Again, we have our little dropper. I'm going to put some onto my hand, and again, use my hand as a little bit of a canvas. Then I'm going to take some of these drops here. Let me show you just kind of what this looks like on my arm. See how pretty it is, and as I blend it out, it just kind of becomes, so I'm going to go ahead and just put that into the hairline, just on this side of my face first, just around. I'm not trying to contour or anything. I just want to give myself a little bit of a, like I said, a sun-kissed glow. And I'm just going to go around the face for that effect, and onto the cheeks a little bit, very subtle, any skin tone, buildable and light. And it's just adding in that little bit of glow, okay, with that nice vitamin E. I'm going to do it over here too. And again, you can be very haphazard with this product. As you see, I'm hardly being careful because it's so gentle and light and buildable. I'm just trying to give a little bit of a look right there. I can even take some here. I'm going to take some on my finger. Watch this. And I'm even going to put some onto the lids here. Get a little innovative. See, because I'm not really wearing not a big eye makeup look today. You know that's not a big look for me anyway. And look how pretty that is. So it's really quite a versatile product. Okay, but how about some glow? We do have the T31 Glow Drops right here. These are 98% naturally derived with vitamin C that gives the skin a lot of radiance. This too can be mixed with the tinted serum, just like we could have done with the bronzing drops. But this will give you long-term radiance as well with continued use because, again, tinted skincare. So I'm going to open it here. We have the same eyedropper. Let me also do a little bit of a swatch for you. That's a ton of product and you're not going to use that much, but you can see as you blend it out, watch that. So there it's the product in its entirety, and as I blend it out, it's just going to become a really soft kind of candlelit glow. And I'm going to again put a little bit onto the back of my hand, and then though I can mix this, we're going to use it separately, and I'm just it doesn't remove product or anything like that, and I'm just dotting it on using my fingers onto the high points of the cheeks. And again, using the hands is perfectly acceptable. This is skincare. Maybe even a little bit on the nose. Just a little bit up here. And then I'm even going to take some on my finger and just tap that a little bit onto the eyelid. You know, everything's a face palette to me. And even right there in the center of the eye. Very pretty, very simple, very skincare focused. It's just an easy, minimalist, very French look and approach. I want to look at the Typology T40 lip oil, but I want to get a little bit innovative with it, just like I did with the bronzing and the glow drops, okay? Because we're going to use this also as a blush. So we have a bunch of different shades here. I think there's 6 shades right now. One of them is transparent, and one is a limited edition shimmer shade. So I'm not sure if that will be around for too long. These are 98% naturally derived, non-sticky, and glossy with vitamin E, jojoba oil. I have here the black cherry shade, which is really popular. I have the powder ruby red and the powder pink. So I'm going to swatch them for you and then we'll decide. I'm going to use it on the cheeks as well to add a little bit of color to the cheeks, and then I'm going to apply it to the lips. So I'm thinking, here's the ruby red. So this time we have a doe foot. We don't have the dropper, and I'm going to show you that. There's that ruby red. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to show you that compared to the black cherry. So the black cherry kind of takes the red and deepens it. You know, I love that. And I think this black cherry is the prettiest of these kind of like darker lipsticks on the market. I've said that for some time, long before. I made a video using it long before I ever worked with Typology. So I stand by my word. And here's the powder pink shade. Maybe this would be pretty as a blush. I've never tried this one. Look at that. So there is our ruby red, our black cherry, and our powder pink. But right now there is an untinted shade plus 5 others, and of course the limited edition as well. I am going to just remove that there so I don't make a mess. Let's try this powder pink as a blush. I think for me, I might prefer the ruby red as a blush, but I'm kind of excited because I haven't ever tried this particular shade. Let's see what we think. This is not going to be sticky, so I think it's really nice as a blush because it doesn't feel sticky at all, and it just looks so nice with the glow. Okay, I'm going to put a lot more of this onto my hand and then onto the brush. Now, I hope this is translating on camera a very subtle, almost lit from within color, a flushed color. So it's not going to be over the top or overwhelming. And again, that's because we have this skincare focus, letting our skin really be the pretty, we're highlighting our skin here. We're not trying to cover anything up. Let me go in with the red on this side, because as I told you, I think I would really like to use the ruby red. So I'm going to use the little applicator and apply it like that. Just two very different looks. So part of me being mismatched. And you can continue to build that. This isn't sticky. Dries down beautifully. Isn't going to get my hair caught in it. Isn't going to get on my phone, you know, when you press your phone to your face. Both are very pretty. It just depends on the look you want, and you can build it up. Let me put some of the red over here, and you can see it mixed even with the pink. And what I really like about this too is it doesn't stain. So when I put the little dots, even when I use it on the cheeks, when I put the little dots, as I blend, it blends beautifully and doesn't mark or stain. And I think that's really nice. And of course we have all these shades for the lips. Now, in a previous video, I have done the black cherry on the lips. So I want to show you today the ruby red, but I do have my makeup eraser here, so maybe we'll try them all on. Super comfy, easy to apply. And as you see, even where a little bit got off, just wiped it right off. So comfortable. I mean, so nice that you'd almost want to wear this at night as like a treatment on your lip. And of course you can. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I'm going to take it off. Let's try on the other shades. The one I don't have experience is the powder pink. So let's see what that looks like on me, on my lips. Oh, that's pretty actually. That's almost like my lip shade, really. Oh, wow. I'm kind of in love with that. That just adds a little bit of tint to my lips already, but it also kind of plumps them up because it's like a gloss, but it's not sticky. This isn't goopy. It doesn't gather. I've a lot of experience with this lip oil. It doesn't gather on the sides of the lips, you know, when you're talking. And I just love it as a blush. To be honest, you could even dot a little bit onto the eyelids because it's not heavy. You know when you apply some products that make your eyelids feel heavy like that? No, it's really light and it blends out beautifully. And look at the sheen it gives my skin. Doesn't look too shiny, doesn't highlight pores or anything like that. I'm kind of in love with the powder pink on my lips more than I would be. Now, I've tried this on before, but just for the sake of this video, let me show you this black cherry. I told you that this is my favorite, hands down, of all those kind of darker, almost black lip oils. I did a video the other day featuring one of them, and somebody in comments said that on my recommendation, they had used the Typology and that's the one they loved, and I absolutely agree, which was kind of a fun comment to get because I was preparing for this video. And there it is, the black cherry. And there is a full face of Typology tinted skincare. Again, we're letting the skin be the star of the show, and then we're just kind of highlighting all that pretty canvas that we made when we color corrected the redness and evened out the skin tone. Super easy, incredibly good for your skin, long-term benefits and naturally derived products. I'm so excited that Typology gave me this opportunity to work with them and show off my great love that I already had for this brand. Do not forget that for this coming week, with my link that will be on screen here and down below, you can get, with $40 or more purchase, a free hydrating cleansing milk, which has 5% hyaluronic acid, chamomile extract. That's 1 week from this video, so that's until August 24th, 2025. Depending on when you're watching this video. I thank Typology so much and would love to answer any of your questions down below. I have used the skincare from this brand as well, and so many of their products, as I have been a fan for so long. So ask me anything you want. Don't forget to take advantage of that offer with all the information down below. Don't forget you can also follow me over on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and here On YouTube, we even have a membership with weekly lives. I would love to see you there, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye-bye.